So, I have a question for you. What is the common feed for cattle? As you and I will agree in Ghana that as we take our cattle around and as they feed randomly, the common food for them out there is grass. But what kind of grass are they feeding on? Have you sat down to think about it? Is it elephant grass? Is it Boma grass? Or is it Napier grass? Or is it what we call mulatto grass? Today, we are starting a new series on cattle feed, but focusing on a particular grass that we think is the future of cattle feed in Ghana. My name is Fred, and welcome to Semanhyia Farms as we bring you a series on cattle feed, brachiaria grass. Welcome back, guys. So as I said before, today we are bringing you a new series on brachiaria grass. You and I as a farmer will agree that grass feeding for cattle is very important. Therefore, we've taken our time here at Semanhyia Farm to take you through one of the grasses that we have discovered here in Ghana that is helping us a lot and share this knowledge with you. This series is going to be in 5 different episodes. So the first episode is going to be an introduction, the history about this grass, where we acquired it for, and what we are doing with it. And then the next one is going to be about planting. As you are sitting down right now thinking, how am I going to get some of this grass? So we are going to be talking about once you lay your hands on some of this grass, whether you acquire from a external source or from us, how do you plant it, the details in planting, and sort of really nurturing the grass to grow. And then the third episode is going to be about cutting, right? So we are going to take you through all the cutting processes, how to store it, and how to make it ready for them, right? And then the fourth one, we're going to talk about the best practices in storage, right? Since this grass has the capacity to be stored as hay for about 3 years, we're going to also talk to you about our experience through the storage process. And then finally, we are going to be discussing the feeding. So once you've had your grass as hay, how do you feed it to the cattle? So this is the episode that we're going to be bringing to your way over this couple of weeks. So stay tuned, subscribe if you haven't, and let's continue as today we bring you the introduction video. So guys, let's talk about brachiaria grass, also known as mulatto grass, which we all know mulatto means foreign. So the source of brachiaria grass in Ghana. When I wanted to start a cattle farm, I knew for sure that I wanted to do something different. Something different meaning that I want to have the right breed that I like personally. And also I wanted to do intensive farming instead of random grazing. So I set on a journey to look for feed and to do more research. One thing, as I said before, that I know our cattle feed on a lot is grass. Therefore, my research started with what type of grass do we have. So in Africa, you and I know that we have the elephant grass, we have the Napier grass, and then we have the Boma, right? So I tend to find out which grass is more nutritious and healthy for our cows. Throughout my research, I came across an organization called ILRI. So ILRI is International Livestock Research Institute, which is located in Kenya, right? So I reached out to this organization and realized that they've done a lot of research into livestock production in Ghana and have been sponsored by the USAID and other big organizations into saving livestock really in Ghana and starting with their feed. That is where I came across the brachiaria grass. So I want to take this opportunity to say a big thank you to the director of this program, Mr. Sita, who was very kind to me when I reached out to him. Through our conversation, Mr. Sita was able to provide us with seed, which I brought to Ghana with the help of the pest and seeds control also in Ghana to secure a permit to import this seed into Ghana. We brought this seed into Ghana and planted it here. We will be showing you more of this grass, but we want to go into why we chose brachiaria over all the other grass that we have at our disposal. So the number one thing that really struck me was the protein content. As we know, protein is very important to all living organisms. As humans and animals, we all need protein. Through my comparison, I found out that brachiaria has a crude protein of 18% when it's fresh, compared to Napier grass, which you can see everywhere, which has about 7%. Boma grass has about 10%. The difference is very huge to let go of brachiaria grass. So that was the first thing that really triggered me. The second thing was the grass ability to be drought resistant. What do I mean by that? We all know in Africa we have two seasons, mostly in most part of Africa, especially in Ghana. Two seasons, mostly the dry season and the wet season. The wet season, which is also the rainy season. Therefore, whenever you are thinking about planting any type of crop, it is very important to consider if they can resist the dry season. Brachiaria grass has that resistance. So once you plant it in the dry season, it doesn't die. Note though, your yield might not be as the same as the rainy season, but the grass does survive and you're able to cut at least twice in the dry season, whilst in the rainy season, I'm able to cut about 4 to 5 times in the rainy season, right? So that is another second characteristics and very important reason why we chose to go in for brachiaria grass as compared to the normal local grass around, right? The next thing that I wanted to talk about is also the ability to feed fresh and also store as hay. So here at Semanhyia Farms, with the brachiaria grass, we're able to store it, bale it as hay, and keep it at a maximum of 3 years. This is a very good and very important part of this grass that we considered a lot. One other and the last important and characteristics of this grass is also its lifespan. So once you plant this grass, it has a lifespan of up to 15 years. So you can imagine if you have 5 acres, 2 acres of brachiaria grass, so it will take you about 15 years before it dies off. So this is another good important of the grass. Let's show you a bit of what we have planted here at Semanhyia Farm on this sort of 2 acre of land. Whilst we are showing this, we want to take the opportunity to thank the research organization, which we are also going to put the link below for you to go and do more research and verify what we've just told you to on this channel. But yeah, the name is International Livestock Research Institute, located in Kenya. And we want to say a big thank you and to all their sponsors for supporting us to also get this grass in Ghana. At this moment, we are the sole providers of this grass, and we are very pleased to see the results. And from everything that we read on their website, like really seeing it manifest at our farm. So we want to thank them very much. And as I said, this series is going to continue. Our next episode is going to come up next week, and we're going to be focusing on planting. So the process and the details you need to know when planting this brachiaria grass. Stay tuned. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, share it with your friends, and let's get in the habit of feeding our animals with the right nutrients and with the right system of farming. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week with our new video. So we hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.